either have free trade or protect our businesses. And Luis has made the argument to me that if we let companies just do whatever they want in the free market worldwide, then isn't that better for America? It is. It is. It's better for America's businesses, not for America. Thank you.
I was going to bring up my notebook, and then I realized I have no notes on the subject. To me, this is a very simple subject. Free trade versus protectionism. If you own yourself, if you are not a slave, you have the right to own property. The right to own property means the right to decide what to do with it, who to associate with, who to exchange with. That is the essence of society, that we have that ability to interact with each other as we see fit for our own benefit, for the benefit of others. And I'm actually kind of glad that Augustus pointed out that there is something beyond materialism in this. That it is not simply about exchange for material wealth, that most of us in our daily interactions, especially our social interactions, in a gathering like this, I can tell you from experience, nobody becomes a libertarian activist to get rich, okay? But I do get the satisfaction out of my activism because I have the freedom to associate more or less with who I want, to share information with who I want, and to enjoy what we have as the default of free exchange. So that's my minute.
Yes.
We don't go in my 3 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that in a society where there is no violence, in an ideal society where freedom is respected, the ideal where self-ownership is hailed as sacrosanct, that every exchange is voluntary. That means everybody is choosing their participation. No one is holding a gun to your head to listen to me tonight, I hope. When you exchange with another person, all right, now we're getting everybody doing this. This is not an act of coercion, this is a finger gun. That exchange, you are participating in it because you believe it is of value to you. You believe that it is enhancing your life. That is the fundamental essence of freedom, of choice, to be able to pursue your own self-interest. And I'm glad, again, that Augustus brought up the non-material aspect of this. Some people say that I'm selfless as an activist for committing my life to this cause. I completely disagree. I do not believe in altruism. What I am doing as an activist is the most selfish, self-serving, greedy thing I could possibly be doing to attempt to bend the world to my will, rather than giving in to other people's ideals and letting people interfere with that freedom of mine to pursue my self-interest. I believe that the world is better off. My world is better when you have the same freedom to pursue your self-interest without interference. And what we see in this concept of nationalism and protectionism is disastrous consequences that are predictable with any time you interfere with people's ability to pursue their own rational self-interest. What you end up with is massive trade imbalances. You end up with economic disparity. You end up with opportunities squandered and stolen from people in the name of controlling an economy, whether it's global or national or local, in the name of some argument from effect. But in order to do that, you have to impose, if not materialism, your set of subjective values on other people's lives and other people's actions. I don't want anybody to tell me, no, Adam, you can't be an activist. You have to go get a real job. No, I am pursuing my self-interest. I am pursuing my happiness. I am pursuing the satisfaction that I get from making the world a better place, and from the appreciation of people like some who I've met here tonight who said, thank you for waking me up to this. Thank you for improving my life. When you have that free exchange, free of coercion, free of protectionism, people are able to pursue their self-interest by their own values. That's freedom. Thank you.
Well, I don't think there's much that I find objectionable in what Mr. Kokesh has just said. I would agree that property rights are essential. I would agree that freedom is being able to decide to do with your property, what you will with your property. The right to pursue your self-interest without interference. I would basically agree with all of that. Where I would disagree is in thinking that that sort of freedom is unlimited, or that we can have some sort of individualism that exceeds the bounds of reason, or that we can pursue our self-interest even to the detriment of others. Because realistically speaking, you will, at some point, run into someone else's freedom or will or property or whatever you have. And it will rebound on you, or it will transgress their property. In law, property law, you have nuisance law, you have all sorts of things where, you know, polluted water runs downstream and screws up somebody else's farm, or you have noise that goes onto somebody else's property and now you got to fight it out in the courts or call the cops or kill their dog or whatever just to get them back. So it's, you know, real life that your pursuit of what makes you happy, your pursuit of property will infringe on the rights of others. Where government comes in is that it mediates between those people. Government makes laws that provide distinctions between property, that allow you to have resolution between property. I think the natural response to that would be, well, you know, in a perfect Rothbardian libertarian society, we would have, you know, private organizations that will arbitrate and mediate and so on and so forth. But realistically speaking, if you're poor, you're not going to be affording a mediator because they cost like $400 an hour. I can't afford a mediator, and neither can the person down the street from me. So private means of arbitration, they are notoriously expensive. Government does have certain virtues where it can help poor people, and that's, you know, borderline a democratic socialist argument, but for the love of God, that's reality. The reality is you pursue your own self-interest, you are going to run into somebody else who also has self-interest that conflicts with yours. Government is a way of mediating that. So again, I don't find anything Mr. Kokesh says objectionable. I just think that there are reasonable limitations that must be in place. And most people, the fact of the matter is, they're not noble enough to restrain themselves. They are not noble enough to seek their own self-interest in a reasonable manner. That's just the fact of the matter. So that's all.